2025 for the UFC was supposed to be a blockbuster year, and the UFC is screwing literally all of it up. And I can't fully blame the UFC for some of these. This is what happens when some of these fighters get too much freedom to turn into the NBA and decide they get to do whatever they want rather than what's best for the fans, the promotion. I get it, they got to look out for themselves. But now we're in a position where the UFC is like afraid to hardball people into doing the right thing. So what I'm going to do is talk about a couple matchups that need to happen this year that the UFC are just fumbling, ones that absolutely should be happening or should have already happened. Let's just go through them right now. And the first one is, it's Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall. There is no reason this fight should not be happening. I don't care what the hardcore say is, oh, Tom Aspinall has done nothing to deserve it. What does Tom do for Jones' legacy? I don't know. Give him the most legitimate win of his career against the toughest test he's had. Only guy that compares for me is DC the first time, because the second time Jones fought Pop for PED, so that was a no contest. If he, at the age of 37, 38, beats Tom Aspinall at heavyweight, a faster, younger, stronger guy that is very, very skilled, that's the best win of his career. But he won't do it because he's afraid he'll actually lose. I don't care about people saying he does nothing for John's legacy. Fuck John's legacy. It's built on roid cheating, eye poking, beating up his wife, and running into a pregnant lady with his car. Fuck Jon Jones. I don't understand the defense for him all the time. But he's the greatest ever. So what? He's a fucking cheat. He's a disgrace to the sport. And also, it's not like those intangible reasons are the ones that Jones shouldn't fight Aspinall, or should fight Aspinall. The reasons are, Jones is going to be the longest reigning heavyweight champion of all time. He's on the road there right now. He's close. By beating Cyril Gane in a vacant title fight. Easy matchup for him. And then beating a 42-year-old Stipe. And now stalling out this fight with Tom Aspinall. You have an interim champion who's already defended his belt once, and now there's talks about Aspinall fighting Gane and defending his interim championship for a second time. Wins the interim belt off of Pavlovich, defends against Blades, and now he might defend against Gane, and we might not get the Jones fight. Jones needs to give up his title. He needs to stop pretending like he's this good guy that deserves everything. He's the only guy that's had an event canceled for him because he's also the only guy that has had an event move for him because the commission that he was supposed to fight in considered him a drug cheat. We're not talking about just picograms, dude. We're talking about this guy popping 4 times that we know of. Aspinall and Jones should be happening. One of the biggest fights that could possibly happen. All the fans want it except for the ones that are, the ones that support Jon Jones because of, his outside the cage antics. And I'm not talking about just beating his wife and shit like that. I'm saying he's gay. But anyway, we're going to move on. Dricus du Plessis and Hamza Chimaev's got to happen. Now, I think this fight is going to happen. I think it 100% is. There were rumors that DDP's hurt. I don't think that's true. DDP confirmed they weren't. Even if he was, there wasn't a signed fight in June. So DDP is about to be the first guy that pulled out of a fight that was never signed. Stupid. It's really, really stupid. I believe this fight happens. I really do believe this fight ends up happening. I think it'll happen a little bit later this year. August, maybe. I can see August being a time frame because I don't think it's going to be done in time for International Fight Week. I just don't. I'd love for that to be the case, but Dricus just fought in February. I'd love for him to fight 4 months later, but it's against Chimaev. I'm understanding of him needing to take more time to train for Chimaev, and he's giving the fans the fight they want to see. There's other champions that won't fight, like Jon fucking Jones. Islam Makhachev doesn't have a fight signed yet. He was on in January. Pantoja last fought in December. Bilal's in fought since, but Bilal's booked to fight. So this fight's got to happen. It will happen, though. It really will. I'm fully confident in that. I think it's a good fight. I think it's a really good fight, and it's one that a lot of people are very hyped to see because Chimaev's finally getting the title shot that we've all been waiting for him to get since 2021 that we knew was always destined for the title. And Dricus du Plessis is so much better than everyone thought. And he's actually a tricky matchup for Chimaev because he's extremely durable. He's not going to get, he's very strong too. A lot of the guys that Chimaev's been able to ragdoll, some of them, yeah, they're strong, but DDP is ridiculously strong. He's ragdolled the people that Chimaev have ragdolled. DDP finished Whitaker also. DDP also finished Adesanya by submission. First and only one to do that. I mean, he's got great wins. He's beaten Strickland twice. He's very durable, very tough, very tricky to figure out. His striking's better than Khamzat. I think his hands might hit harder than Khamzat too. And he's got plot armor also. So this is a great matchup that we need to see, and I believe we will. But now to another fight that may end up coming to fruition soon. I don't know if it's going to. I would love for it to, but Ilia Topuria has a fight signed. Khabib posted a picture of a bull. Matador signs, obviously, even though Ilia is now La Leyenda, the legend. Can't believe that he's going to be knocking people out left and right with that cringy-ass nickname. This is the most hyped fight. In my personal opinion, this is the one that I want to see the most. I think it's just two of the best fighters in the entire world, happen to be at similar weight classes. Ilia moved up for this moment. We need to see it happen. The UFC has the opportunity to do this. I think they will do this at some point. I just don't know if it's next. It should be. I get that people are saying, well, the narrative is you don't want Islam beating 145ers. Bro, fuck that. Ilia's going up to fight him at 155. The people that Islam have fought have been the best of the best. I don't care if they were at 45. It's like, Ilia's going to knock out Gaethje, who is the other option for Islam. He will knock out Charles, who's another option for Islam. He'll have a great fight with Arman Tsarukyan and will probably beat Arman Tsarukyan, who's the next toughest fight for Charles. It's like, or for Islam. It's just, this fight needs to happen. It's the most hype fight you can have. Islam is the number one pound-for-pound fighter in the world. He's the best fighter in the world right now. And Ilia Topuria is the second best. Let's see which one's actually the best and have them fight each other. And this is... I saw a meme yesterday. This is Conor and Khabib, but Conor has good grappling and Khabib has good striking. That's what this is. That's what this is. Think about that. Conor already has great striking. Ilia has great striking, but he also has great grappling. Islam Makhachev, of course, has great grappling, just like Khabib, but Khabib didn't really have great striking. Islam has great striking. This is a great fight. The highest level fight you can put on in the UFC is this one right here. Ilia Topuria, Islam Makhachev, make it happen. One that the UFC has fumbled, and I don't know if we will see it, but the UFC fumbled this one bad. Because this is one that a lot of fans, the real fans, want to see this. Not the ones that don't know what the fuck they're talking about. The real fans want to see this next one. Merab versus Pantoja. Pantoja has cleaned out his division already, literally twice over pretty much. And is defended multiple times, so he deserves to go up. Merab also has cleaned out his whole division pretty much. Before even getting the belt, he cleaned out his division. After beating Umar, now it's literally cleaned out. The only other guy he hasn't really fought is Figgy, who's coming off a loss to Piotr Jan. So, I think this fight should have been made. I think this is the perfect time where you can get a champion versus champion fight. It is a super fight. Merab can sell. Pantoja's very good. This is a super fight. You can make this... It's not like one of the top three that we had talked about, but this is a big fight, champion versus champion, where it actually makes sense because both guys have cleaned out their division. And there's like every other fight that you give them is a rematch. This is the fight that makes the most sense to me. Merab versus Pantoja. The UFC fumbled this one by giving each other opponents. Yeah, this is one I would have liked to see, man. I think the UFC fumbled the bag here, and I don't know that we're going to see it. But another one that we should have seen, this is counter to this fight. Because if Merab was fighting Pantoja, then that would mean this is the number one contenders fight. And this is one everybody wants to see. Can you tell me one person that doesn't want to see this fight? I bet you cannot. Anyone that is an avid fan of the sport, that doesn't watch it through TikTok like fucking losers. That's right, I'm calling you fucking losers if you only watch a sport through fucking TikTok edits. That's another thing. Being a casual fan is okay. I don't hate that. No one does. It's important. It's one of the most important parts of the sport to help it grow. Get to the casual fan base. But you are not a casual fan if you just watch TikTok edits and pretend like you know the fighters because of a TikTok edit that you saw, and then decide to give your opinion everywhere online when it means fuck all. This is the fight that we want to see. Piotr Jan, Sean O'Malley, 5 rounds. You should have put it on International Fight Week. This would have been sick. These two dudes had such a good fight the first time. Razor close. Thought Petr Yan won the fight. They gave it to O'Malley because they wanted the O'Malley title shot. But like this fight needs to be rebooked. We need a rematch. Sorry, I'm stretching out my arm here because my fucking biceps are incredibly sore. Everything's sore in my body right now. Everything is sore. But this is the fight. This is the fucking fight. Like, who looks at this and goes, dude, I don't really think it makes sense. Petr Yan should be fighting like Corey Sandhagen again, and O'Malley just, if it's not the title fight, maybe like him versus Sandhagen too. Like, dude, it's just stop. Why would you book anything other than this? If O'Malley beats Petr Yan, fuck it, he deserves the title shot because it's Petr Yan coming off a 2-win streak against Song Yadong and Merab. I'm sorry, Song Yadong and Davison Figueiredo. And if Petr Yan beats Sean O'Malley, it's undeniable for the title fight. I thought this was the fight to make, and the UFC fumbled it. But moving on, Kai Kara-France is probably getting the title shot against Pantoja, but I don't know why we haven't booked this one. Because this would be perfect if you did Merab versus Pantoja. Then you have Petr Yan versus Sean O'Malley. And then you have a number one contenders fight here between Kai Kara-France and Manel Kape. Not only did they fumble this fight because of the number one contender status, there is legitimate bad blood here. These guys don't like each other, and this would be a very fun, entertaining fight. Two strikers, no one's really going to the grappling here. Two of the fastest flyweights. I mean, this is perfect, and they fucking hate each other. They've already yapped it up before. They've yapped it up a lot. Kape literally called City Kickboxing a bunch of F word that I can't say on YouTube. Crazy that I can say fuck, but I can't say the other F word. America, right? Freedom. Except allegiance to one place. But anyway, Manel Kape versus Kai Kara-France was the fight to make. Instead, we got Kape versus Royval. We got Kai Kara-France versus Alessandro Pantoja, probably. Just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. This was the fight to make. 100% this is the fight to make. Bad blood, entertaining, striking only. UFC fumbled this one. Moving on. Where the fuck is Kamaru Usman? Just fucking retire if you're not going to fight. But if you are going to fight, it's Joaquin Buckley or nobody. There's no, dude, I would take the Shavkat Rakhmonov fight for the number one contender. No, Usman, you're not getting a number one contenders fight on a 3-fight losing streak. I'm sorry. You lost to Leon Snoozebag Edwards twice. You're not getting a... And then you lost to Hamzat, which is commendable. But you lost to Snoozebag Edwards twice. You're not getting a title shot with one win. You fight Buckley, then you're going to have to fight someone else again. But Buckley is on a tear right now. He was 4-0 in 2024. Finish over Wonderboy. Finish over Colby. Beat Ruzaboyev dominantly. Finished Luque. Like, dude, he's a monster. Buckley's on fire right now, and he's hungry. He's the hungriest I've ever seen him. He's getting engagement on Instagram. Like, he's becoming a little bit of a star here, man. He is. And he's very, very good. He deserves this Usman fight. Book the fucking Usman fight. Don't fumble this, UFC. This is when I just feel like they're gonna fumble. They're gonna somehow make Usman versus Shavkat for the number one contender. Buckley, yeah, you get Brady. Like, dude, no. It should be Brady versus Shavkat, Usman versus Buckley. Most impressive performance, gets a title shot. That's how I see it going. Buckley, Usman, that's the fight to make. Please make it happen. Do not fumble this. Another one. This is one the UFC should have made 3 times over, and they just keep fucking it up. Why did Cejudo get Song Yadong? Why does Aldo have Zahabi? Why did Aldo get Batista? Why did Aldo get Martinez? Why didn't he get Cruz or Cejudo? Doesn't make sense to me. Cejudo versus Aldo is the best fight you can make at 135 in terms of old heads. The best fight for each of them. Legend versus legend. Retire. Each of them fight. Retire. It just makes the most sense to me, dude. This is the fight. I don't get why Aldo has to fight a bunch of absolute nobodies but the UFC is giving Cejudo Song Yadong. This is the fight that needs to be made. Aldo beat the shit out of Jonathan Martinez. How do we reward you? Yeah, Mario Batista. So Mario Batista holds him up against the cage for most of the fight, and now it's, oh, Jose Aldo, we're going to rob him, so now we can feed him to Ayman Zahabi, another guy that nobody fucking knows, who has no hype behind him, that is going to try and hold Aldo against the cage. It's stupid, dude. Give Aldo the Legends fight that he deserves. Give him the Legends fight. It's Jose fucking Aldo. Everybody knows him. Everybody loves him. Everyone wants to watch him fight, but they want to watch him fight someone relevant. Jose Aldo, Henry Cejudo was the fight to make at bantamweight. Moving on. Last couple here. Ian Gary versus Colby. This is simple. Bad blood. Neither of these guys like each other. And it makes sense where they are in the rankings. Like, Gary's got Pratis. If Gary loses to Pratis, it's just a Colby fight. Like, you have to make the Colby fight. And if, dude, the yapping at the press conference will be unbelievable. It will be unbelievable. It'll probably be a pretty good fight, too. It's winnable for both guys. I guess we'll see this weekend after Ian Gary, how he deals with Carlos Pratis. But if you saw my predictions video yesterday, picking Pratis to win. I think Ian Gary's due to get chinned. He gets hit. Pratis has power, impeccable timing. And Ian Gary's a fucking soy little bitch. I mean, it just is what it is. Brazilians do love him, though. That is crazy to me that, like, people love him from Brazil, so it is what it is, but fuck Ian Gary, man. I really don't like him. Colby versus Ian Gary, this is bad blood. This is animosity. This is a fight that needs to happen. These are fights that'll all fucking, they'll yap it up at a press conference, too. Like, these are sellable fights. Huge fights to make. Moving on. And lastly, this is the last one. It's very recent. UFC, do not fumble this one. You have it in the bag right here. Fuck Yair Rodriguez. He does not deserve a title shot. You don't get a title shot for beating Pitbull. You don't. 37-year-old Pitbull making his debut in the UFC, taking him to a decision doesn't get you a title shot against the guy that you already got dominated by and lost to 2 fights ago. Oh, by the way, not only did you lose to that guy 2 fights ago, the fight after that, you lost to another guy ranked below you in the rankings somehow. You lost to Ortega. You got finished. You don't deserve title shot. Why am I not speaking with fucking indefinite articles? It's Lopez versus Yair. There's fucking hype here. Lopez lost, so he's going to have to fight down a little bit. Yair, you won. I'm willing to give you a little bit of a jump in the rankings here, but it's against the guy that you will yap it up with at the press conference. There is bad blood. This fight needs to be done. Do not fumble this, UFC. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. Let's just hope the UFC doesn't fumble these because this was supposed to be the best year ever, and it is starting to dwindle and dwindle as time goes on.